Month 8 of pregnancy. Guys, we are getting so close to delivery day. We only have a couple more months until we are going to see this baby. There are some really important things that you can be doing during this month, so let's jump into it. As a note, as providers, we usually go by weeks of pregnancy, not so much months. So this is about week 32 through 36 of your pregnancy. Now, what do you need to be doing for you? Make sure that you are still going to those prenatal appointments. And if you've watched my other videos, you're like, Hillary, I'm so tired of you saying that. But I have talked to so many patients who have said those appointments are a total waste of time, Hillary. I'm not going to go to them. And I am here to tell you that I'm so glad if they are a waste of time, because that means you have a healthy pregnancy. Those appointments are at specific time frames in your pregnancy to catch important things in your pregnancy. And as you get into these weeks of pregnancy, those things become big. High blood pressure, preeclampsia, cholestasis. There's a lot that they're watching out for. So still try and go to those appointments. If you find that they are taking too long or you just are absolutely hating them, make friends with the front office staff. Ask when you should make an appointment that will make it quicker. Could it be morning? Could it be after lunch? Could it be right at the end of the day when they're more usually on schedule? Or ask them if it's okay if you can call them in advance and see if they are behind and you could come a little bit later. I totally get that. Every practice is different. And I'm also a fan of seeing a nurse practitioner or a physician's assistant at this point, because they can catch those things and then alert a midwife or an OBGYN, and then they can make your plan of care moving forward. But keep those appointments, schedule them out till the end of your pregnancy, just so you have them on your calendar and you're prioritizing them. Now, in this point in time, some of you are going to have some third trimester testing order. Those include NSTs, BPPs, preeclampsia labs. And so it's important to know about those. I really think that third trimester testing is when things go off the rails a little bit. I have a really quick video about them down below. But if you're looking for a little bit more information on that, I have a whole class that has a whole chapter just on third trimester testing and how to apply it to what you would like for your birth plan. I'm going to link that class down below. And speaking of birth classes, now is the time to finish it. I usually recommend getting the main bits done by 34 weeks of pregnancy should you go into labor early, but I also recommend having pretty much all of it done by about 36 weeks of pregnancy. I think it's really nice if the class has some review modules. The online prenatal class for couples has some key point videos that you can review after 36 weeks of pregnancy, but get that class finished. I know a lot of you feel like, oh, I bought the class, but you have to get in there and learn the things and finish it. That's why taking an engaging and fun birth class is so important. And again, the one I recommend, I'll put the link down below. Now, here's one you're absolutely going to love, and it is to rest as you can. Those last months of pregnancy just start to get it's hard. You are growing a whole other human inside of your body, and it takes a lot of resources. So if you're like, Hillary, I have to take a nap most days, girl, good on you. I'm so glad that you have the opportunity to take a nap. Do it, because your body needs that. You got to fill up your gas tank so that you're able to give those things to the baby as you need. Everything is coming from you right now. So make sure that you're taking care of yourself, both nutrition and rest. Now, here's one that not a lot of people talk about, but there are things you can be doing to be preparing your cervix at about 36 weeks of pregnancy. However, I recommend watching the video that I have about it. I'll link it down below ahead of time to kind of decide which one of those things would work for you, because I don't recommend doing all of them, but there are things that have been shown to help soften your cervix should you need an induction, or it could make labor a little bit easier. They're not difficult things to do, but you do need to start them in that last month of pregnancy. So knowing about them now can really help you anticipate, what you're going to need or do as you head into 36 weeks. And honestly, I'm really frustrated that more people don't know about those things. I think OBGYNs have kind of kept a lot of that hidden, but let's bring it into the light. Let's try and prepare our bodies as much as we can for birth. And that includes our cervix, which, by the way, if you're like, Hillary, what the heck is the cervix? It's actually the bottom of your uterus. So here's your uterus, and down here is your cervix, and that's what we check to see if you're dilated as baby comes out. So baby is within here in an amniotic sac. Anyway, that's what your cervix is. Okay, now this is the time to gather the things that you are going to need for you after you have your baby. Quick reminder, after baby is born, this placenta comes off and it leaves a big dinner plate sized scab on your uterus that your body needs to heal. And that is where the bleeding comes from. A lot of people think it's because you tear inside, and that is not the case. It's really from your uterus. Your body has a big old uterus in it. And then once baby is born, the uterus collapses back down on itself, like first aid that we learned, right? Direct pressure. So, but you are going to bleed after you have your baby if it's a C-section or a vaginal delivery. So it's important to get your pads and your things. I actually have a whole video on postpartum supplies. I will link that one down below because it is so easy to ignore this part of your body. You should not be doing that. You need supplies for yourself as well. It's not just all baby. Now, a lot of people are going to say you got to have your birth plan ready by the end of this time frame. And while I'm a big believer in birth plans, I actually have a whole free birth plan series that you guys can grab down below. I think it's also important to understand how you're going to apply what's happening to the birth plan. Like I was talking about third trimester testing. How can you apply the results that may not be great to what your birth plan is and make choices for yourself at the time? That's the big win. But grab that free birth plan series because I think it'd be really helpful to think about what you would really like at your upcoming birth if all things are perfect. Now, I was talking about necessities for you, but now is the time to get the necessities for the baby. I recommend having the basics, and the basics are a lot less than you think they are. They include diapers, some type of diaper, a car seat. If you were driving home from the hospital, you cannot take that baby without a car seat. Fun facts. A safe sleep environment. By the way, would you like a video on safe sleep environments? Tell me down in the comments. I would love to make one because I am a huge advocate for safe sleep. That does mean that your baby is going to need a crib, bassinet, play yard. Your main plan should not be having them in your bed. There should be another place that you can put baby for sleep. And if you're looking for more of the necessities, I have a no frills baby necessity list that I am going to actually link to up above. Those are the things that you really need for baby. The list is much bigger if you talk to the baby companies. So there you go. Thanks for joining us here on The Pregnancy Nurse, where we get you prepared, not scared, for your upcoming hospital birth, even at month 8.